The war in West Asia rages on in its fourth week. Let's take a look at some of the latest developments. Now, Iran's state media has said that Iran's Revolutionary Guards announced that they launched missile strikes against Israel, as well as US military installations in Kuwait, Jordan, and Bahrain. It said that precision-guided liquid and solid fuel missiles, along with attack drones, were used to hit targets. US Central Command has released an undated footage to show strikes on military targets in Iran. It claimed that US forces have destroyed more than 9,000 military targets inside Iran, significantly removing the Iranian regime's combat capability. The IAEA has reported that another projectile hit the premises of the Bushehr nuclear power plant in Iran. The IAEA says that the plant's safety systems are currently unaffected and urged restraint to prevent nuclear safety risks. Iranian officials claim the site was targeted by the US and Israel and reported no structural harm or loss to life. Jerusalem residents were forced into shelters on Tuesday night as Iran launched a new wave of missiles towards Israel. According to the IDF, anti-missile defenses were fully engaged following a day of more than a dozen alerts. According to reports, sounds of heavy explosions echoed from Jerusalem to Jericho. Over 12 people were reportedly injured in Iranian strikes throughout the day. A woman was also killed in northern Israel after rocket fire from Lebanon when Israeli forces targeted Israel-backed Hezbollah. Meanwhile, at least 9 people have been killed in a series of Israeli strikes across southern Lebanon. According to Lebanon's state news agency, 4 people were killed in Adlun, while 2 more were killed in a strike on an apartment inside the Mie Palestinian refugee camp near Sidon. Earlier, a raid on Habush claimed 3 lives and left 18 others wounded. A drone strike hit a fuel tank and ignited a fire at Kuwait's international airport. According to the Civil Aviation Authority, emergency teams were at the scene and no casualties have been reported. Kuwait Army says its air defenses are responding to missile and drone attacks. And to get a comprehensive of the picture in West Asia, earlier we were joined by Professor Giorgio Kefiro. He is a professor at the Georgetown University and CEO Gulf State Analytics, and this is what he had to say. Listen in.
I think Trump realizes now that he really got in over his head when it came to this war with Iran, totally miscalculated the situation, went in very naively, went in while super unprepared, had no plan B. And right now, I think he realizes that Iran is really in control of the escalation ladder. When you're talking about the Strait of Hormuz or other issues, we can point to Iran actually having gained leverage internationally because of this war. I think that Trump is now trying to de-escalate. He has seen the extent to which this conflict has severely disrupted the global economy, which will have a huge impact on the American economy, especially during a year in which we have midterm elections. And so Trump is doing something that Trump has done repeatedly in the Oval Office. That is, he tries to spin things to make it seem like his administration achieved a huge victory. And I think that's what he's trying to do. If he wants to wind down this conflict quickly and sell it to the American people as a win, he's going to have a strategic narrative about how the U.S. came out on top. To admit that this has been a disaster would be very costly for him politically. He is very much a president who focuses on the optics, focuses on the headlines and the narratives. So again, to answer your question, I think you're absolutely right that this is really about spinning it to make it seem like regime change was achieved, when obviously we know that, while figureheads at the top have been assassinated, including the previous supreme leader, and new figures have been put in their place, the Islamic Republic as a regime is still in power. So what Trump is saying is absurd. But again, it's about having a face-saving tactic, as you put so well.